To be a part of and see. Thank you, God, for being so good, so patient with all of us. Pray, God, you continue to watch over Bogalusa. I pray, God, you will have mercy upon all of us. And I pray you will bless every elected official, bless all of Bogalusa. And I pray, God, everything that we say and do tonight be pleasing in your sight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Secretary Ford, can we have a roll call, please?
President Irvin.
Here.
Douglas. Councilwoman Smith is absent. Councilwoman Davis.
Here.
Councilman Ali.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Pickles.
Here.
Councilman Phillips is
Next, we have approval of the minutes held October 1st, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Roll call, Secretary Ford.
President Irvin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Davis.
Aye.
Councilman Ali. Councilwoman Pickles.
Aye.
Next on the agenda, we have two special guest speakers. The first guest speaker is Mr. Michael Matthews. Mr. Matthews, as you understand, you can only come once a year as a special guest speaker. You will have 5 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record. So,
Is that good from y'all here?
turn the microphone on.
Is that good? Everybody good? All right. My name is Michael Matthews. I'm the local 687 union president of the Bogalusa Firefighters Association. I would like to start off by
Please state your name and address. Please state your address.
19277 M. Thomas Road, Franklin, Louisiana.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I would like to start off by hopefully changing the direction of these meetings. I have witnessed for the past several meetings a lack of mutual respect for one another. And I hope that tonight we can have a meeting of mutual respect for you, for the administration, and for the community at large. I want to start off by bringing the attention to the fire department and the services that we provide. The biggest issue right now that I want to address is the overtime issue. That is a cause. The major problem is staffing. You can look back, I've looked back at other budgets from years past where our staffing was up to the numbers where it should be around 38. It floats up and down. Our overtime range is around $30,000 to $40,000 a year. It's minuscule. We understand that our overtime rate right now is climbed up high. I look back at about the last 5 budgets or so, and we average around $300,000 to $400,000 in overtime is what it's averaged about over the years. The main reason for that is a lack of staffing. We have had a hard time retaining staff. Once we get them in for a couple of years, we get them trained, we get them in positions, we get them behind the wheel, we get them in any other position, they tend to get poached by another department. It's just hard to keep guys around here when they get offered bigger and better jobs. So it's been a struggle with us. We've tried different recruiting tactics, we've tried different training tactics to try to keep more people in the department. But the main issue that I want to address is about the overtime is the misconception has been misrepresented. First off, there is no firefighter that makes $90-something thousand in overtime a year. It's physically impossible. Our schedule won't allow it. We don't have enough hours or enough shifts for that to be possible. We are not striving to get more overtime. It's just a necessary end for public safety that we're trying to achieve. Our number one goal is to achieve public safety the best that we possibly can. Right now, the overtime is the only solution to provide that service. The end goal is manpower. We're just trying to ask the city and the administration to kind of work with us a little bit longer and give us a little more time to do recruiting. In July, the budget for '24 was passed, where we were given 2 new employees in that budget. We since then have recruited 1. We have vetted several, our chiefs have, because the union doesn't involve ourselves in the vetting process. Our chiefs vetted the candidates. Since the budget was passed in '24, unfortunately, we had 2 permanent drivers quit and go to another department that offered a better job. Those 2 created the gap in manpower that we have right now. If you look at our budget, we sat down with the mayor last year and we talked. He wanted us to reduce our overtime. We understood that. We did that. We were on course to reduce our overtime. If you look at it last year to where it is now, but with those 2 people that left, that kind of hurt that and it sent that off the rails. The way we were able to reduce the overtime this year from last year is we had some permanent spots open last year also, and we were able to train, test, and certify people to move them up into that spot. So that was causing a reduction of the overtime. The main thing that I want to leave out is, above all, no matter what else is said, our number 1 concern is public safety. We could do without overtime. Overtime is not our goal. We're fine without it. But we deserve a safe working environment. The public deserves a safe public safety fire department. And the best way to do that is to provide the best coverage that you can possibly hope for. And that is achieved by having at least 3 fire departments and having at least staff to the state standard is the main thing. And I also want to leave off with this last point of, there's been a lot of talk online about what we do and don't do and how we do things and how we don't do things. We're always willing and welcome to explain our protocol to you, explain our procedure, that how we operate, because our overtime is regulated by procedure. It's not just hit and miss. It's not just you can do this and I can do that. It's regulated. There's a procedure and a proper way to handle things.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And I would like to leave off with this last note. We're always willing to sit down, and I hope that we can come to an understanding with the administration and resolve this issue promptly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Ms. Emery Carter. She'll be our last guest speaker tonight. Ms. Carter, let me explain the rules. You're allowed to come once a year. You'll have 5 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Ellen Carter, 1406 Hickory Avenue.
Okay.
I just came in tonight to get a few things straight, because I'm tired of people putting stuff on Facebook about me. And I'm going to tell you what the deal is. And if y'all got anything else to say to me, come to my face and say it. Don't be putting stuff on Facebook, because I don't even do Facebook. I wasn't even going to run for the seat, but me and Marilyn had a deal. She wanted that seat and told me to back off and run. I wasn't going to even run because I didn't have anybody helping me. So I said, I don't know if I want to do it or not. I don't did it once. I don't want to, She said, well, your name already out there. You can do it. So 2 days later, we had another conversation. She said, you made your mind up? I said, no, I haven't. I said, but I'll let you know. So they kept on, people coming by my house saying, you need to run, you need to do this, you need to do that. I think I was a little bit too honest to run for this politics and stuff. It ain't for me. When we finally decided what to do, it was me that's supposed to ran. Because I told her, if you run, I'm going to help you, Marilyn. I'll bow gracefully. So I went to run. Lo and behold, I didn't know she was running. She didn't call me back to tell me she was running. So I want to get this straight. It wasn't me. So stop putting me out there. Please. Because it ain't right. And whoever in here that know me, they know I ain't about that. So I'm thanking you for letting me have this time. And I won't bother y'all no more. But I'm tired of this hiss on Facebook
Cause that's childish. And y'all know what? Bogalusa ain't gonna make it with people pulling together like this. I've been in Richardson Town 64 years. No, I take that back. 1st of December will be 65 years. I care about that. Ain't nobody walk the streets or come see about Richardson Town. In the past, and I know probably ain't gonna be in the future. I've been there all my life. And you see, look around, do you see anybody here but me that ran? They don't come to meetings. They don't go help people. But I got one for you. Willis Minutes, I think his address is 727 Willis Avenue. Florence Avenue, I'm sorry. He came and sat on my porch. He said he got a tree that a big limb fell and almost hit his car. The city came and moved the limb, but they didn't come move the tree. So I'm letting you know. He need that seen about. But thank you, Mr. Irvin, for giving me this time to speak. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. All right, this time we're going to move along to adoptions of resolutions. They are none tonight. Introduction of ordinances. The first ordinance, this is introduction only, will be up for public discussion on December 3rd, okay? An introduction of the City Council of the City of Bogalusa authorizing the city attorney to retain Amanda Lacey to provide legal services in the area of civil services, union negotiations, and employment matters to address ongoing anticipated issues. This will be up for discussion. Our former union, Mr. Weiner, is retiring, and that's why this is being introduced. All right, next we have an ordinance to be read by Councilwoman Tempest.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bogalusa authorizing the city attorney to retain Lillian Tina Ratliff to provide legal services regarding blighted properties, condemnations, and curator services. We will vote on this and discuss it at the next meeting.
Okay, next I would like to amend the agenda for the purpose of ordinance authorizing the City of Bogalusa to pay the sum of $10,000 to Landon Timms. This is a ordinance only. It will be up for public discussion at our December 3rd meeting. This is a settlement with Mr. Timms. This will be up for discussion. We're only voting to amend the agenda for introduction only. You need a motion? Somebody make a motion?
I see.
He seconded. Okay. All right, any public discussion on amending the agenda for introduction only? The ordinance is not being discussed. If there be none, any council discussion on this? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Irvin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas? Aye. Councilwoman Hicks?
Aye.
Councilman Ellery? Councilwoman Tempest?
Aye.
Okay. Once again, this is just this is an introduction. I'm going to read it again. This is introduction only. It says ordinance ordinance authorizing the City of Bogalusa to pay the sum of $10,000 and no cents to Landon Timms. This will be up for public discussion on Tuesday, December 3rd at 5:30 p.m. All right. Next, we've got public hearings and adoptions of ordinances. This ordinance is to be read by me. We're discussing this tonight. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to purchase a certain piece of property at 1204 Jackson Street to expand the Jerry M. Preacher Lee Memorial Park. So before we go any further, basically we're purchasing 7 lots to expand the park. We have this rare opportunity with the neighbor's house is no more than next door to that park, and we'll own everything from Robertson to Hillary. It adds 7 lots to Preacher Lee Park, and the mayor's already got some ideas on how to improve that area, and that's up for discussion now. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
All right. will be $10,000. And it will come out of the rent lease account, is where it's gonna come out of, which we have money in that account to purchase that. Any public discussion? If there be none, council discussion. If there be no council discussion, roll call please.
President Urban,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas, Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Councilman Lee,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples. Aye.
All right, Mayor, give me the go ahead on that. All right, at this time, we actually have an ordinance to be read by Councilwoman Cates.
An ordinance to review and approve FEMA mobile home of Andrea K. Laurent according to ordinance per amended the ordinance 2097. Non-conventional structures, section 821-261. This particular ordinance, well, I make a motion. Let's read it.
We have a motion and a second, public discussion on this.
Is that allowing,
Please come to the microphone, Mr. Miller, state your name and address, sir.
sorry. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Joe Miller.
What's your address?
532 Austin Street, the right now.
Thank you, sir.
I was wondering, trying to get understanding exactly where we can have trails back in the Bogalusa and trying to get rid of.
No, sir.
Mr. Miller, this is only for non-conformance use of trails, meaning that the individual had a trail that was affected by a disaster. And with that being said, there was an assessment done by FEMA to approve her of that particular trail. No trails aren't allowed back, per se, in the city of Bogalusa. But she had a trail that was affected by a disaster
Okay.
a couple of years ago, yes.
Okay. Nothing against her, I was just trying to get an understanding about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, any other public discussion on this matter? Any council discussion?
Yes, I do have council discussion. As I said, this is authorizing, I'm sorry. This is authorizing her to obtain her trailer. This is a much needed trailer. She would have been here tonight, but, she has some family obligations. And, she does have her keys. She indicates she has her keys. And if you look through your, packet, Ms. Laurent has, should have the packet, but she has obtained her signatures from 500 feet, around, the trailer, indicating that the neighbors did not, they did not, object to her having her trailer coming back in. It has to be a trailer that is, more or less, same size, same permits, everything is just swapped out, for her. And she did want me to say that she's ready to go home. She's been staying with, her daughter. Something else in here I wanted to mention. Oh, this, is owned by her. We do have in our packet, but she does own that piece of property, where the trailer would be, located. So it is her piece of property next door to her mom's house. And, that's about it.
Okay, is that all council discussion? Any other council discussion? All right, there being none, roll call please.
President Urban,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Reed. Councilwoman Taylor.
Aye.
The next ordinance is to be read by Councilwoman Gates.
Yes.
Okay. An ordinance to review and approve FEMA mobile home of Ms. Cynthia Bolton according to our ordinance per amended ordinance 2097, Division 2, mobile home, house, trailer, and non-convenience structures, 8, section 821, 261. And I make a motion that the ordinance is read is accepted as read.
Okay. All right, now, we'll go back, guys, to, we know we skipped, we're sorry about that, we won't go back, whatever, it's gonna be done. Trust the process. Now, public participation on the Cynthia Bolton, FEMA mobile home. This is changing life for life, getting rid of the old one, bringing a new one. Because we're storm damage. Any other public discussion? Mr. Farrell? Go ahead, sir. And as you already know, please state your name and address for the record.
Page for 1931 Deepwood Place. This is a replacement to come in, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I came here a few months ago, asked you all about a replacement coming in on South, around South Columbus Street down here in Richardson Town. So with this here, will they be able to bring in one too, to replace theirs?
If it has been damaged by
Yeah, it's been damaged.
FEMA, and I must say,
It's been damaged by the storm, yes.
yes, the deadline, I believe, for FEMA, they have to really hurry. It's at the end of, I want to say the end of December, for them to contact FEMA and let them know they're interested in the program. And I did find out that you mentioned a couple months ago, when you had mentioned, well, I have found this legislation that addresses that. And I remember Mary and I talked about it. He said, well, did you find something that addresses that? And which I did. I found something that addressed that. And this went through planning and zoning. And planning and zoning we had to approve a ordinance first of all for the non-conformance use of trailers. So we approved that ordinance, and the two ladies that put their trailers up had went through FEMA for the approval. And they had the folks in the packet. If they don't have the full packet there, I would see the full packet. Mr. Faye, where they went through the companies, they went through FEMA, and they went through planning and zoning for the approval. And that's provided that it's the property owner, the individual owns their property.
Well, I would appreciate if you all would get this information to the people I was telling you about. And that really appreciate it.
If you don't mind, I'll get the name from you after the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. All right, any other public discussion on this matter with Cynthia Bolton? All right, and not any council discussion.
The only council discussion that I have is, once again, it is life for life, with Ms. Bolton's trailer. Ms. Bolton's trailer, she cannot move that trailer. She has to take apart, actually, before she could move it. I did talk with her today. She is in another meeting here at City Hall, and said she would stick her head and she could, because I do like participation, but she is ready. She was gonna send me pictures, but she said she was, I'm just gonna quote unquote, was ashamed for people to see how she lived in this particular trailer. So I think it's a well-deserved action that we may take tonight.
All right, any other council discussion? there be none, ask for roll call, Secretary Phillips.
President Evans,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Councilman Reed. Councilwoman Temple. Aye.
Measure does pass. We're going to go back one here on your agenda, the one right above it. It is being read by Councilman Cates. This is referring to Maximus Federal Services, Councilman Cates. Right above Cynthia Bolton.
Okay, I got you. An ordinance to review and approve, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to, purchase a rental.
No.
What is it?
No. It's where,
First reading to Louisiana.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into the First Amendment to Louisiana Commercial Lease Agreement between the city of Bogalusa, Louisiana, and Maximus Federal Service. Now, this, so moved, as it's read.
we have a motion. Do I have a second? Okay, got a motion and second. Public discussion on the Maximus lease at the Federal Call Center. They want to stay, so they're signing a new lease. That's a good thing for jobs. Any public discussion? There be none, I close it. Council discussion.
Only council discussion is that, Maximum has been here for over 20 years, and they have provided a lot of, jobs and a lot of, how can I put it, livelihoods for people throughout the city of Bogalusa. I remember, when I was, a long time ago, started Maximum, so I think it's an investment for a job, and I would like to ask Mr. Sanders, do you know offhand what the new lease would be, the amount? Do you have that?
John Sanders, City of Bogalusa, it's gonna be $20,000 a month. So we increased by, we're gonna be increasing by another 50 cents a square foot per year. Yeah, and they're doing a 2-year lease with 3-year options.
Thank you. That's all discussion I have.
All right, any other discussion on this matter? If they be none, Secretary Ford, roll call, please.
President Evans,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Councilman Reed. Councilwoman Temple. Aye.
Okay, next, we also have a, ordinance to be read by Councilwoman Temples.
An ordinance to approve the planning and zoning request to rezone from residential to commercial for Sandy's Kids Learning Center located at 1846 Avenue F.
Okay, do I have a motion and a second? I make a motion.
Second.
Okay. And now we have public discussion, and this is a petitioner here, wish to speak about this matter. Ms. Miller, you may approach.
Sandy Miller,
Please state your name and address for the record.
59362 Mount Pleasant Road, Bogalusa, Louisiana. So, the 1846 Avenue F has been a rental property for a while, and we decided to try to turn it to commercial property to add on another classroom for the child care center to house our summer camp kids during the summer.
Okay. And this matter has already been through planning and zoning,
It has.
and you done had your fire inspections and all that, right?
I have.
And, okay, so they done looked at the plans, everything is approved by the state and everything else. And the property is in your name or your business name, as I see in my packet, correct? You're the C-Mill?
The property at the moment is in C-Mill Properties.
That's right.
But, with the way licensing works is if it is rezoned and I can turn it into a class, I would have to have the property surveyed into the business address and it would all have to be combined.
Okay, understood. Okay? Is there any other public discussion, which anybody from the public wish to ask Ms. Miller at this time? She's wishing to expand her business in Bogalusa, make a significant investment. Okay? If there be no more public discussion, stay right where we are, Ms. Miller, for your council discussion. Any questions from Ms. Miller? All right, Ms. Miller, you may have a seat.
Thank
Thank you, Ms. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
At this time, Secretary Ford, have a roll call, please.
President Irvin,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Kate.
Aye.
Councilman Overy,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temple.
Aye.
Okay, that measure has passed, and you can get with our departments here, and they will give you your final permits, whatever you may need to have construction. Okay, at this time, I'm going to excuse Councilwoman Douglas. Now, did me tell you, we are within still state compliance. This concludes the business portion of our council meeting, so we don't have to have a forum at this time, because all we are is in non-business stuff. So at this time, we're going to move to our public participation. This is off the agenda, public participation. Tonight, as I call your name, you will have 2 minutes at least to talk. I ask to keep it, let's try to work on trying to keep it down to 2 minutes. We'll get everybody out here and on time tonight. All right, this time I call the first one, Ms. Gladys Lampton. Good evening, Ms. Lampton. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Gladys Lampton, 1915 Roosevelt Lane. I'm baffled about some things that's been going on around the city. There's been some parking issues on Columbia Street. You have people that's buying buildings and telling people that they can't park there because that's in front of their business. And you're not supposed to park there. If you need to park down the street. And then he's roaming through other businesses trying to see, don't you want to sell this? Well, I can say Jenko. He's been harassing people on the street, telling them, don't park here. This is in front of my establishment, so you can't park here. And I wanted to know if I would go by a store, am I the owner of that parking space, or does that belong to the city? Because that's what he's doing, telling people they can't park in front of his business. He bought the building next to the Penny Mall, and he let it be known that he bought the old tax building next to that, and he don't want anybody parking in his front of his establishment. And people talking about violence in the Bogalusa. Violence has ceased a whole lot. So the people that's talking about violence in Bogalusa needs to shut up, because that's not right, because we haven't had any major things going on. And you got a lot of people talking about their plumbing. When I call and say if it's something with my plumbing, I have to call a plumber, first of all. And if it's not on me, then I call the city. But people that's talking about my plumbing, call the plumber and let them work that out. And I'm glad you clarified about the trailers, which trailers are not permitted in the city limits unless it's something serious. And that's been cleared up. And, okay.
Thank you, Ms.
All
Lampton.
right, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have, we live on 1426 Hickory, come on forward. Okay, all right. Next, we have Mr. Tobias Roberts. Mr. Roberts, you'll have 2 minutes to speak. Please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Tobias Roberts, 1127 Avenue J. And I'm going to just start this out by saying the devil is a lie. If you didn't hear me, I'm going to say it again. The devil is a lie. And the things that he will do is just imagine. They get on social media and vent and tell nothing but lies about things that's going on in the city. They stand right up in here and lie to the public about things that's going on in the city. We just had a woman that say people speaking on violence need to shut up. What, you want everybody to kill each other? You want everybody to kill each other? That's what's up. We just had some to get shot up in Sandy Hook. They from Bogalusa and in front of them. Violence. So it don't matter if you get killed as long as you ain't from Louisiana. How stupid is that? That's what we got going on. That's the leadership that we got wanting to lead Bogalusa. These people are not about the help of Bogalusa. They not about the youth, they about themselves. That's all. They come in here for show, not to help nobody. And most of them racist, if you really want to know. They stuck in the civil rights movement. They still think it's white people that's doing the damage to black people. That's not the case. It got black devils and it got white devils. We looking for the good people. We looking for the people of God. They don't want to hear that because God is not in their vocabulary. That's not in their everyday life. If it is, they don't show it. And God said, you will know my sheep. You will know them. Y'all better wake up. We got a council coming up. We got an election coming up, a runoff. I encourage everybody from District B, vote Wilton Dunaway. Vote Wilton Dunaway. Marijuana ain't gonna do nothing for the South Side.
Next on the list, we have Ms. Schomburg. Schamberg. Please state your name and address.
Ilana Schomburg, 63645 Fostertown Road.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I am a bearer of a dreadful truth. Who's the criminal? A justice system that does not acknowledge law, but says those are old laws, throw them away. To throw away old laws is to throw away all laws. Is this lawlessness? Because first law is to love no other God. And yet they put these fake holy days, holidays, into national law that are not written. Are we a justice system that practices lawlessness? Disregarding written law that says every seventh day is a day of rest, and every seventh year is a year of rest, and 7 times 7, the 49th year, is a blessed year to the Lord, a 50th year, a holy convocation. So what God are we loving? And quickly, I must mention the crime of involuntary servitude, because I have not yet received any money from this legal binding contract tender. All I have received are these contracts. We've all been played. Don't get caught in Satan's tabernacle.
Yes, ma'am. Next, we have Mr. Richard Bristol. Good evening. Mr. Bristol, you have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Richard Bristol, 1932, Dewitt Street, Bogalusa, Louisiana. First of all, I would like to say, they always come and say about what Wendy did, what y'all let Wendy do. Whatever y'all let Wendy do, and if she was wrong, she was wrong. But for the next administration to come in, that's no excuse. Man, we elected you not to do what Wendy did, whatever she did, they don't make no excuse. And you're not the one saying it all the time. It's the people, a lot of the people that keep saying it. Whatever one did, and they let her get away with it, they're responsible for that. But you're supposed to come in and do the right thing.
All right, let's address everybody.
Okay, well, I just, Wendy's not here, and she's not even here. We're sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, whatever she did, that's not for her, that's not for her. You keep bringing her up, bringing her up.
Go ahead.
And the next thing is that I don't like how trying to watch how I say it. I know the time is getting up. But anyway, I just hope that the councilors and the mayor get along real good. And Tobias, when he came up last time, and even this time, he spoke real good, and they had him put out. I don't think they had him put out. When Tobias was on the other side, he'd be back there with a lot of noise and all kinds of people. They didn't do nothing to Tobias. But it seemed like when his eyes opened up, they put him out for nothing. I want to really mention it. They put him out for nothing. Whoever had him put out, they put him out for nothing. That little talk he was doing back there, he used to talk louder than that when somebody went to the mic. And other people be up there, and I'd be trying to talk. Because one day, the assistant chief told, I was up talking, because most times he'd be talking, I'm talking. Assistant chief at that time, he said, the next person that say something, I'm going to put them out. Because I didn't have to talk and fight with the people behind me. So, the boss was trying to pull the city together. I know somebody saying what is right and talking about God and saying what is right. And we're not in the 50s and 60s anymore, just like he said. We're not in the 50s.
Thank you, Mr. First. All right, next we have Mr. Eric Green is on our agenda. Mr. Green, as you're coming to the microphone, you have 2 minutes. Please state the name and address for the record.
My name is Eric Green, address 1413 Long Street, New Orleans, but we are property in Bogalusa. First of all, I want to say I stand with the police department and the fire department. The reason why you can't keep nobody here because of the salary. You have to increase the budget. I did my personal research. This mayor is working on the budget. It seemed like from 1984. It seemed like the taxes were stopped, and then it moved a little bit in 1992, and they're going to increase by a small percentage. You can't move that way. That's impossible. Also, insanity on both sides. The people y'all go over there keep doing the same thing. The people coming to the thing in the back are doing the same thing. It's insanity. You keep doing the same thing, you get the same results. You got to do something different. I worked in hotel management in London for over 20 years. Y'all issue here is so simple to be fixed. Y'all trying to get downtown Bogalusa developed. It's not going to happen. People don't move into old buildings like that anymore. They move into strip malls. Bogalusa has land. Donate the land. You donate the land to a company, they will come buy the company because they're not paying a lease. That'll bring something here. That'll stop them open up another multiple locations, Slidell, Covington, Hammond. I've heard that several times at meetings, in hotels, in New Orleans, what I've been doing. Second thing is the VPD. Some of y'all voted against the retail strategy thing. That's a resume. VPD is vehicles per day. It's something you put down. It counts the cars that comes in to let the business analysis knows how much traffic is coming in. That's the whole purpose of their retail strategy. If the city council knew that and knew how to do that, they could build their own resume. Bogalusa is the highest city in elevation in the whole New Orleans metropolitan area. Washington Parish is 371 feet above any other parish in the New Orleans metropolitan area. It's number 11. So what that means, economically, this is the best place to build in New Orleans metropolitan region. If you look at Houston and Atlanta, those companies are not in Houston or Atlanta. They're on the outskirts, what would be like Bogalusa. Elon Musk got something in Bachelor, up in Austin. They say Austin. It's not in Austin, it's in Bachelor. Okay?
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your great education. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Reverend Keith Merrill. Merrill, come on up here. You already know you have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Keith Merrill, 925 East 4th Street, Apartment 70, Bogalusa, Louisiana. I agree with Mr. Eric Green back there. We do need to work together. Let's move Bogalusa forward. We tired of Bogalusa being like we still back in the 60s. The young man said that we not people still acting like we in the 60s. Bogalusa still have that 60s mentality. Why you think when young people go off to college, they don't want to come back here? Do you see young people breaking their neck to come back to Bogalusa? If they come back here, because God sent them back here for a reason. But for them to just want to come back here, they're not coming back here. Because we still living in the 60s. Black versus white, white versus black, black versus white, blacks against blacks. We have too much of this Willie Lynch mentality in Bogalusa and it's on both sides. We have Willie Lynch mentality here. We have the slave master and then we have the house person. I'm not gonna say what they call it, but I'm gonna be nice. You have the house person and you have the field person. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's time out for that foolishness here in Bogalusa. That's why nobody don't want to come back here with that. It's time for us to cut this out and work with the administration. He'd have been off other places I wish I had been. And he trying to bring some of that stuff back to Bogalusa, but we want to sit up here and we want to play these nitpicking games with the good old boys. And we gonna find ourselves one day, Bogalusa not gonna no longer exist. Because we're going to be on our way out here with that back in the day slave mentality that we have on both sides. Don't be a slave master and don't be a house person.
Okay. Next we have Mr. Joel Miller. Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, as you come, you have 2 minutes. Please state the name and address for the record.
Joe Miller, 532 Austin Street. First, I'd like to offer my condolences to Mrs. Marilyn Locks. Her brother died yesterday, and beside my condolences to her, and I'd like to wish her success in her bid for the council. This should be council. Next, I'd like to say to the mayor, you're doing a fabulous job because we're trying to lift this place up. I know you have a lot of fighters against you, but it's more for you than against you. I have a lot of respect for you and a lot of what you all doing, the administration doing. I know you got people up here be paid because they can say some negative stuff, but I see us trying to get together and work better together. And last time we was on patrol, we saw you in the yard. So didn't mean to start you, but the group was out there and we were watching things. Like we did back in the days. I mean, I can't get out and run like I used to. I had a lot of problems. Another thing I want to bring to the city administrator, over the public works. I began to see a lot of wrecks on the corner of Louisiana Avenue and Carolina when they cross the road. I think it'd be feasible to put stop sign, 4-way stop. And well, if they stop, then the first person get there, they leave before the other because they had a bad wreck happen and deal with it. So I just thought I'd make mention that to you, the 4-way stops for the east and west of the Louisiana and North Carolina. There's a lot of trust into that, so you get hung up and cause a lot of traffic jams there. And so thank you all for listening, and I hope the city council members continue to work with the mayor. Also, I got 2 business speakers here, and you work with one of them. Instead of interfering with the city council, they always make mention of who they.
There are 2 minutes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Mr. Marvin Austin, Senior. All right, so we're going to go right to the next one. Mrs. Yvette Preston. Good evening, Ms. Preston. Good evening. As you approach the microphone, you'll have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Yvette Preston. I live at 641 St. Augustine Street. I'm not going to call any names, but there have been people out there, and I spoke about this at the last city council meeting, destroying Miss Marilyn Lott's signs, putting them out the yard and telling people not to vote for Miss Marilyn Lott. Even asking people to write a statement. I'm not calling them names. You know who you are. And then want to get up here in these meetings and pretend they're for the righteous and they're for God. I actually filed a complaint in Baton Rouge on this matter to investigate individuals going around this town pulling up election signs. And it wasn't the first call they got. To my surprise, I wasn't the only one. Now I'm sick and tired of people getting up here lying. Bold-faced lying. You lying about you hear music three miles down the road that defies the sound barrier. How is that even possible? But you get up here and you lie about it. Council turned out the new business initiative for new business. Wiped it out. Now we're desperate for new business. We had other companies coming in looking at this. You voted against it. Yet, we as a community are looking at you as our representation. We can't keep going like this. Yes, like Keith said, a lot of people don't move back. I took a chance on change here in Bogalusa and bought property 2 years ago. That is because I believe in Bogalusa, even if y'all don't. We gotta do better on that. And stop getting up here lying. Well, you know you lying. And then want to claim God in the same sentence. I'm tired of this. Like I said, I filed a complaint with Baton Rouge, John.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Faye Farrell.
Thank you, 1931 Dewitt Place. I'm one of this 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s guys. I believe in the right thing, and I would like to see council pass that $25,000 that the mayor asked for to bring that company in here to try to get some big businesses here, because we need business. If you all don't act on that, I'm gonna continue to set Bogalusa 75 years behind time. So we need to move forward on that. And also, I'd like to thank the mayor for doing a great job trying to bring Bogalusa back. And I also like to thank the people that's working with him that's trying to bring Bogalusa back. And those that's not working with him to try to bring Bogalusa back, get on board. Because we need y'all to get on board and work together for Bogalusa. Bogalusa needs everybody working together. And all this bickering among each other, that's not going to bring Bogalusa back. And like the young man from New Orleans used to live here said, they not going to deal with these rundown buildings. They want these strip laws. So let's put the $25,000 up there and let's get some business coming here. If you care about Bogalusa, you'll do it. That's the way I feel about it. And to the farmers, I respect the farmers, I respect the police, but the young man that got up here spoke earlier, he said he wants safety for the citizen. I like to say, you farmers need to respect the intersection. My wife got here in the intersection. She got body injuries. She still suffering from body injuries. And I lost a $40,000 car in that accident. And I wish y'all slow down, check the intersection before you go through them.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell.
Please.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Wendy Perrette. Ms. Perrette, as you come to the microphone, you understand you have 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record, ma'am.
Wendy Perrette, 421 Bankston Drive. Good evening. Council, I come here tonight just simply after reviewing the 2025 budget and the proposed budget and last week's finance council meeting pertaining to the year 2022, the Perrette administration ended with a $1.7 million surplus, not a deficit, but in the mayor's letter, he stated that it was a $375,000. Mr. Bailey, you're a CPA, you know, better in parentheses of how to read it, but $786,000 deficit as stated in Mayor Trong's letter to the council. It's false. Trong's administration is incorrect in this statement of a deficit from the Perrette administration. My administration left a surplus of $1.7 million. I am from Bogalusa. Not only am I from Bogalusa, I am invested in Bogalusa. This is my city and I'm going nowheres. I would never have left a deficit. This is my home. And I just wanted to clarify this because these numbers come from the largest CPA firm in the state of Louisiana. These numbers didn't just come out of my back pocket, did they? No, I didn't think so. But I just wanted to clarify that and wanted to be on the record for clarification because there's mistruths, false information being displayed throughout our city, throughout Facebook, the devil's book. But I just wanted to be clear that we left a $1.7 million surplus, not a deficit. A deficit of $786,000 is a completely false statement. Thank you.
Administrative remarks.
Sure, I'll start with that. The fund balance was 2.4 something million, almost 2.5. It ended with 1.7 million, which is a deficit. So, which means that you overspent in the general fund and that money had to be replaced. A deficit of the 700,000 figure. So I think that after 8 years, you should be rereading. And for someone that has just stated that you love your city,
I don't think so.
how she walked out is how she walked out of City Hall. $1.5 million in past due bills from 22. So let's factor all of that in, which will be hitting the audit once they.
They've been asking for the proof for how long and now you
Ma'am, can you say another word? $1.5 million in past due bills. So I implore you all to do your research. Back to regularly scheduled programming. Opening night at Christmas in Casco will be December 1st, 6 to 9 p.m. The fireworks show will be at 8:30. On Monday, November 25th, this upcoming Monday at 11 a.m., the city will be hosting a senior citizen Thanksgiving luncheon at the Senior Center by the park off Willis Avenue. This year, for opening night, the Magic City Mass Choir will be performing on stage. We're asking all singers across the parish to participate and encourage all church choirs to join in. Practice will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on East 6th Street. We're finalizing the figures and have about $1 million to pave streets. The administration will be announcing the street list next month. We are still digging ditches throughout the city. We're on the north side and plan to move, I believe, counterclockwise. Regarding the fire department, there's been a lot of back and forth over social media. I implore you all to look at the numbers. This is a problem that did not start yesterday. This has been an ongoing problem that the state asked us to address in their 2021 fiscal report. But just for the record, I'd like to state that my team came in here wanting to work, wanting to help the firemen's situation. We granted raises that hadn't been given in the past. We allocated additional funds for 3 new firemen in this year's budget. and the budget was passed in March, not in July. 2023 budget was passed in July. Only one has been hired recently, and there has been zero urgency to hire because overtime was a blank check. And regardless of how you all feel, I'll just read the numbers since that's what we care about. 2022, the city spent $971,000 on overtime. When I came in here, I knew that we had to reduce that number drastically. Everybody talks about a dog park, but that dog park didn't cost us $971,000, not even 10% of that. 2023, we reduced it from $971,000 to $909,000. Currently in 2024, we stand at $734,000, and I don't plan to go much higher than that as we close out the year. If a compromise is not reached by December 13th, the Pleasant Hill Fire Station will be permanently closed. This is an issue that our city has grappled with long enough, and it's just time to rip the Band-Aid off and address the hard truths. We can blame staffing, we can blame overtime, but the point of the matter is, in Bogalusa, everybody likes to kick the can to the next person. We're not even kicking it down the road. And I'm tired of kicking. The police worked with us. We told them that they had to cut their overtime. They did. They're working within their numbers. They asked for an increase. We didn't present the increase in this budget, but we will be revising the budget once we get the 22 audited figures, and we will be bringing that increase before the council at that time. I implore the fire department to do the same and work with us. You can post daily on Facebook about what station is closed, but you're failing to tell the public that we were trying to compromise by doing a rolling blackout instead of permanently closing the station. Lastly, I would like to announce to the city that we are aware of incidents of gun violence that are taking place all around us. We offer our condolences to the victims in Sandy Hook. And we will be increasing our patrolling throughout the city as we enter the holiday season. The department and the administration has made great strides toward reducing our homicide rate. In 2022, there were 9 murders. In 2024, we have reduced that number to 2. Still too many, but we will continue to work and make Bogalusa a safe city. And that concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Is there any other administrative wishes to speak? No. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Next, we got, moving on along down the agenda. This time we have council remarks. We're going to start with, Councilman O'Reilly. Let's start over here this time.
First of all, I just want to say, if anyone decides to go on Facebook with live troops or whatever, at least spell my name right. My last name is spelled O''R''E. That way so people can know what we're talking about. Secondly, for the gentleman from New Orleans and the other lady who spoke about the retail strategies, and also Mr. Farrell, the retail strategies was putting together a presentation to offer to us some suggestions on what businesses would work here, but it's no guarantee that no business will come here. Secondly, I took the initiative reaching out to Southeastern University, and they agreed to come into Bogalusa and do basically the same thing we was going to pay the $20,000+ for. So, Mr. Mayor, I have Dr. Wayne Wright, the president of Southeastern Information. If you want it out there to pass it on to you, I spoke with him already in detail, and they are coming in with that service for us for free. We have made mention about the sewer. I asked those questions about that ARPA fund money, saying we can use that money to go into those areas there. And the mayor told me that that money could be used for that purpose, so I just felt that all the water and sewer problems that we're having in the city, I just felt the money would be, to serve a greater purpose in those areas there. So, for us retail strategies concerned, there's no guarantee that no business will come here and do nothing. Because whoever spent their money, they want to make sure they can make some money. And I understand the strategy will help us understand what will work here, but there's no guarantee nothing will come here. And with that being said, this past Thursday, we had an opportunity to go to South Carolina to witness my daughter graduate from the military. This will be my second child involved with the military. And when we went to the graduation, I was just so excited to see her and talk with her. Her sergeant told me that my daughter was the best shooter in the whole camp. And I was disturbed behind that. I'm trying to figure out, where she been shooting at. And so I didn't know my son had been sleeping out the house with him. And but I was really proud to know that she was the best shot there. So I had a good time last week. That's why I missed the emergency meeting for the budget. We was in South Carolina with my daughter. But other than that, God bless y'all, man. Let's pray for Bogalusa, man.
Okay, Councilwoman Tempest.
I'd like to say thank you for a pleasant meeting for a change. Thank you to Public Works for removing the huge tree stumps that have been on the side of the road from Marshall Richardson for months. Those are finally removed. Thank you, continued thanks to the police and fire department for all that they do. And I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving next week. I hope you enjoy this time with your family and friends.
Councilwoman Cates.
Good evening again. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening and listening to our concerns. I appreciate your concerns that were expressed this afternoon. Believe me, it's not falling on deaf ears. I would like to say prayers go out. You mentioned Mr. Miller, the Lott family. Prayers go out to her and any of the bereaved family that we may have among us. I want to talk a little bit about, we had a series of finance meetings. We had one on the 14th and we had one today. And we will have another finance meeting to conclude going through the budget itself. That'll be Friday at 4:45. 4:45? Yeah, 4:45. That'll give everyone hopefully a chance to get off work and come and join us with the budget. One thing I would like to say, and was expounded on a bit when earlier in our earlier finance meeting on the 14th, E&A, one of our accountants, was talking a little bit about payment. They were paid, if I hadn't mentioned it already, $148,000. They were paid their full amount. So at this time, what they are premising to do is go ahead and start on the 2022 closeout. And once they finish their closeout, which they indicated will probably be in mid-December when they finish. We're hoping that they finish earlier because we're really hitting the timeline. We don't want 2023 to go into on a non-compliance list, but they did indicate December, mid-December, they will finish, and they will pass it on to our accountant, Riggs, Becky Hammond, our CPA, and I asked her, inquired to her when she would perhaps have everything in order, and she indicated 2 to 3 weeks upon receipt of the financials preparation. And I did inform the mayor that E&A sent a letter, and hopefully, they have that letter back now, so they can go ahead and they can start on their preparations for the 2022 audit. And then also, speaking of Ms. Hammond, she did receive her payment, $50,000 out of her $60,000, and that was a week or so ago, so hopefully she has the invoice for the $10,000 taken care of for her as well. Now, she did send me a notice. Yeah, she did send me a notice, and that's $148,833.73 for E&A. Her notice indicated, and this was dated on the same day, on the 14th, and I did ask her, I asked her about what was our general fund balance, and she indicated, per your request, Ms. Case, the amount, the unaudited, this is unaudited now, the unaudited fund balance for the general fund as of 12/31/2022 is $766.32, based on the information provided to us by E&A. That was provided to her by our general accountant. I know it was discussed earlier about a deficit as well, so we really, need to get that cleared up. She did provide this information in an email to us, and it was distributed at our last meeting, so. Okay.
All right.
One other thing. And I will be getting with Mr. Faith on that program to see if it's still accessible for the individuals that need a trailer. If FEMA would, because they come out and do an assessment and everything for that particular person you're speaking of. Everyone have a great holiday. Thank you appreciate, I really do, the great meeting we've had today with the council. Mayor, thank you so much. And, one other question. Mr. Patterson. Okay, there was a gentleman, Pappas, on he wanted to withdraw his particular pump invoices. He was gonna have a meeting, like the next day, 7 o'clock in the morning. Was his issue resolved?
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Pappas?
I can speak to that. It's still under review.
Okay.
And in addition, we'd like to again publicly ask, you're running up a tab with Eisner Amper. Every time you call them, they charge us a minimum of $200. Please stop calling them.
Then you made that clear to me. I will.
Okay. All right. Moving along, a couple of things. To recap, 4:45 p.m. Friday. This Friday will be a finance meeting. And the, 4:45. 4:45, where is the location? Do you have is the boardroom ready to use, Mayor? Or is it still being shampooed? Okay, it's still being shampooed.
Okay.
So it's gonna be in the council chambers.
Yes.
4:45 p.m. is a finance meeting. And the topic will be the 25 budget. So the next thing is there's going to be a special call council meeting. Please note, special call council meeting. This is where Mr. Bailey is going to have public participation on, for a special hearing on the 25 budget. No votes will be taken that night. Just a hearing, and there will be an introduction at the end of that hearing. So you'll know how to keep on track. This is going to be Tuesday, November 26th. Tuesday, November 26th, at 5:30 p.m. will be the hearing and an introduction of the 2025 operating budget. Then our regular council meeting and the vote on the 25 operating budget will be Tuesday, December 30, 5:30 p.m. Okay? A couple of district.
Point of order. It is listed in the Bogalusa Daily News about the activities that he just.
Yeah, it was was actually posted in the Daily News for, state law, and they're doing a great too. Couple of district issues, and I didn't even bring this to attention. One of them I did just file a work order through our work queue, and that is, we have a major, issue at the corner of, Derby and Jefferson. It's been going on for days. The manhole cover is leaking sewer, toilet paper, and tampons. It's pouring out onto the street today and got worse because of the rain. It's been written up into a work order. It's on our work queue, and I was just bringing that to your attention because I got 8 phone calls on that from up and down the residents around there. So I think the lift station at Populous needs to be rechecked. Because it serves that particular end of the thing. And also, residents of District E, I am aware of and the administration's already working on it at St. John and Union. That has a backup pump on it. So stop calling. They're working on it. We're working on it. So, but that other issue has been going on for a few days now. So it's been going on, this is not right up today. But moving along, I want to thank the administration for their hard work. We are still reviewing the budget. We have dove into the numbers, and we are reviewing it, and we look forward to the hearing on next Tuesday. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Everybody here, keep somebody in mind. If it's an elderly person or whatever, or loved one, please take an extra plate, and we have a lot to be thankful for. We truly have. You may not necessarily get your way every day, I don't, but you have truly a lot to be thankful for. Thank you all very much. Have a good evening. This meeting hereby is dismissed.